Welcome to this week's Business Transformation 101 podcast. I am your host, Bill Fegis. The Business Transformation 101 series is built around people, plans, and processes. Prior volumes of this series focused on people and plans. The third component, processes, focuses on the lean processes that are utilized to execute the business plans, both short-term and long-term, and deliver results for the customers and shareholders. This podcast provides a primer on lean and the philosophy of lean processes. Many people think of manufacturing when the topic of lean is brought up, but lean applies to any process and therefore should be applied across the entire enterprise. It applies in the office as well as in manufacturing. It applies to product businesses as well as service businesses. Service can be substituted for product anywhere in this discussion. Ensure that the application of lean is embraced in all aspects of the business. If there is a process, lean it out. If there is not a process, create a lean one. The principles of lean were developed at Toyota following World War II, led by Taiichi Ohno. At its core, lean is centered around respect for people and continuous improvement. It is a mixture of organic and mechanistic organizations. A true lean system is about thinking and learning how to tailor the application of lean to your specific business, not about slavishly copying what Toyota or another lean company has done. Having these two components in your business are necessary for success. Respect for people refers to taking a team approach as opposed to an individual approach, while ensuring respect is shown to and expected from each individual member of the team. Some signs that an organization really has respect for people. First, safety is the number one priority. The leadership team ensures that safety comes before all else, and there are processes in place to build a safety culture, proactively identify potential safety issues before they happen, for example, a near miss program, and quickly report and countermeasure any safety incidents. Safety should also be proactively reviewed and addressed in all improvement activities. Second sign of respect for people is leadership walks the talk. Leadership consistently minimizes talk and maximizes action, and any talk is directly and immediately linked to action. Third sign is there is no I in team. The focus is on a team approach to problem solving and improving. 100 brains are always better than one. Kaizen improvement events are built on cross-functional teams that have a stake in the area being improved, allowing employees to have a voice in improving their work areas. Another sign of respect for people is leadership fosters a blameless environment. When a problem arises, 85% plus of the time, it is due to a poor process rather than a poor employee. People inherently want to do a good job. At the same time, people need to understand blameless does not mean a lack of accountability. Next is leadership goes to Gemba, or where the work is done. Leadership walks the facilities and meets the teams, utilizes the Socratic method to engage the team in dialogue, to get their improvement ideas, does not give them answers or solution, but leads them there through appropriate questions. The team lives the work and know where the problems are. Next is shared gains. When the company wins, the entire team should win. Peter Stavros of KKR gives a great presentation on one way of implementing shared gains. This presentation is entitled Incentivizing Employees Creating Value. I recommend taking a look at that. Next, participation and engagement. Clearly communicate on a timely schedule, either monthly or quarterly, to the entire organization the company's direction, expectations, and performance results. Be transparent, and if possible, be open book. Finally, for respect for people, training. Ensure all employees have the appropriate tools and skills. Ultimately, business success comes down to having an engaged, motivated workforce that is aligned with everyone pulling in the same direction. A culture that is built around respect for people maximizes the probability that your business succeeds. In addition to having respect for people, the business and the people making up the business need to have a continuous improvement or Kaizen philosophy that continually works to eliminate waste and non-value added portions of a process. The success of the business depends upon having a continuous improvement philosophy to stay ahead of customer expectations and competitor improvements. Mark DeLuzio, in his book entitled Flatlined: Why Lean Transformations Fail and What to Do About It, discusses the Lean Trilogy. There are three primary stakeholders in the business that must be satisfied to have business success. These three components of the Lean Trilogy are the customer, the employees, and the shareholders. Continuous improvement must happen to satisfy the Lean Trilogy. Customers have expectations, and those expectations continually increase over time to satisfy their customers and stay ahead of their competitors. Your competitors are also constantly striving to improve to take your customers. Employees have expectations, and those expectations continually increase. They are looking for better compensation and benefits to ensure their standard of living is improving. They have alternative job opportunities presented to them by your competitors and by non-competitor companies. Shareholders have expectations of receiving a return on their investment and that the returns improve over time. Like employees, shareholders have options and can decide to invest their money elsewhere. To keep the Lean Trilogy invested, the business needs to ensure it is continually improving to stay ahead of the competition and the other alternative opportunities that exist in the marketplace. Lean provides an effective, proven approach to ensure the business is continually improving. It is about quick, incremental improvement with a bias toward action. Kaizen, or improvement events, are not planned and executed over weeks or months. Rather, a Kaizen event is typically 3 to 5 days in duration, utilizing a team of 5 to 9 people, but it can also be done with 2 or 3 people implementing a small local improvement in a day. The 3 to 5 day event typically includes training on the improvement tools being utilized. The schedule of what Kaizen events to implement is driven primarily by the short-term and long-term plans, as described in prior volumes of this series. The short-term plan should define the safety, quality, delivery costs, growth, key performance indicators that are priorities for daily management of the business to maintain the foundation of the business while also driving incremental improvements. The long-term plan should define the year one strategic improvement priorities and their associated TTIs as documented in the strategy deployment matrix. These strategic improvement priorities and associated TTIs are driving bigger breakthrough objectives. James P. Womack and Daniel T. Jones, authors of Lean Thinking, Banish Waste and Create Wealth in Your Corporation, describe 5 principles of Lean. The first principle is to utilize VOC, or voice of the customer, to define value from the customer's viewpoint. Second is to identify the value streams that provide value to the customers. Third is eliminate batching and make the process flow, striving to achieve one-piece flow. Fourth principle is use pull systems to connect customers to your production, connect downstream processes to upstream processes, and connect production to suppliers. The fifth and final principle of Lean is drive toward perfection, but do not let perfect get in the way of better. At the beginning of a Lean transformation, it is advisable to communicate to the entire organization the reason for making this transformation. People want to know how it impacts them. Stress the respect for people aspect, the value of the Lean Trilogy, and the 5 principles of Lean. There will be a lot of skepticism, so the leadership team will need to act quickly and walk the talk to overcome the skepticism. Plan to provide a 4 to 6 hour Lean 101 training course for all employees. This training should review the reasons for implementing Lean and describe the Kaizen approach along with some of the key tools being used to improve the business. it is remarkably effective to include simulations in the training using Lego assemblies or similar interactive hands-on demonstrations. The leadership team should all go through a more in-depth 1-week lean leadership training session that incorporates the Lean 101 training, but at a more detailed level. This session should also include train the trainer work, facilitation training, and examples of successful Kaizen events. Lean is focused on continuous improvement through the reduction or elimination of waste. There are 7 forms of waste that can occur in a process, and they can be easily remembered by the acronym TIMWOOD, TIMWOOD. T represents transportation, which is the movement of items, goods, materials, or people between process steps. I is for inventory, items, goods, or materials held by the business as part of its processes. M stands for motion, the movement of people done as part of the process. W is for waiting, people or processes waiting for materials, items, or information to proceed with their work. The first O is for overproduction, producing more items, goods, or materials than required by the next process step or the customer at that time. Second O is for overprocessing, which entails including process steps that do not add value from the customer's viewpoint. And finally, the 7th form of waste is defects, imperfect items, goods, materials that must be reworked or scrapped. Let's briefly review some of the key lean tools that are useful in most businesses. Each tool is aimed at eliminating the 7 wastes or non-value added activities in the business, and will be covered in more depth in future podcasts. There will also be podcasts describing real-world examples of the results obtained by using these tools. The first tool is 80-20. This tool is also known as the Pareto Principle, and it is used to determine the significant few items in a data set. The 80-20 name arises from the fact that for many data sets, outcomes 80% of the results are produced by 20% of the causes. For example, in many businesses, 20% of the products sold account for 80% of the revenue. This tool is used by the team to simplify the business, remove complexity and variance, and identify the best improvement priorities. Second tool is VSM, or value stream mapping. Value stream mapping is a tool for mapping the material flow and information flow through an entire value stream. The map covers the value stream starting at suppliers and ending with customers. It shows the total value add time and total lead time through the process. A current state map is created, which is used to identify the improvement opportunities. The team then defines a set of Kaizen events to improve the value stream from the current state to the desired future state. The Kaizen events represent the Kaizen roadmap the team uses to improve the value stream and achieve the future state. A third lean tool is standard work. Standard work is a tool that allows processes to be designed to optimize the flow of material, eliminate non-value add, and properly load the work to the operators. It provides a structured playbook that describes in detail the way a value stream, cell, or process should operate under different levels of demand. A fourth tool is Kanban. Kanban is a tool used to create pull for material and/or information. This tool is designed to reduce inventory, waiting, overproduction, and defects. It can be utilized to pull material from suppliers or for a downstream process to pull material from an upstream process. It can also be used by customers to pull product from your business. Pull systems are the opposite of push systems. A pull system only makes product as it is consumed, while a push system makes product to a schedule based upon a forecast. Fifth tool is SMED, or single minute exchange of die. This tool is designed to reduce changeover times. The focus is to move internal setup, that's setup that occurs while the machine is stopped, to external setup that occurs while the machine is running. This tool eliminates transportation, motion, waiting, and defects. Another tool is 5S. 5S is a tool for organizing such that every item needed in an area has a defined location and a visual indication if it is not in its location. 5S refers to sort, set in order, shine, standardize, sustain. This tool is aimed at eliminating waste by removing clutter and improving general housekeeping. Another tool is visual management. Effective visual management allows anyone visiting the business to quickly ascertain the current performance of a department, cell, value stream, product line, business unit, or the entire business. The dashboard of a car is a great example of visual management. In a quick glance at the dashboard, the driver knows their speed, fuel level, engine temperature, battery voltage, mileage, whether their headlights are high or low beam, et cetera, et cetera. This same approach is used to provide a dashboard of the business's performance. Finally, there's 3P. This is the product preparation process, which utilizes lean tools to simultaneously develop a product and its associated manufacturing process. Using 3P lowers the overall new product development investment, reduces the time to market, and reduces initial quality issues. In summary, Lean provides a powerful approach for building a business. The approach recognizes that the success of a business is tied to assembling a team of people to execute the business plans through the implementation of Lean tools. By showing mutual respect between all the individuals on the team and ensuring all individuals walk the talk, the business creates a highly motivated, effective workforce. The suite of Lean tools allows the team to create and continually improve the processes needed to operate the business. These Lean tools are aimed at identifying waste and non-value-added activities so they can be reduced or eliminated to provide a better value proposition than its competitors and win its unfair share of the market. Lean is a journey, not a destination, and the team must relentlessly and unceasingly drive improvements to maintain the health and future success of the business and its employees. In the interest of continuous improvement, I invite feedback from our listeners. Please share your thoughts and ideas on these weekly podcasts, and feel free to suggest topics which you believe would provide useful information for you and our listeners. Thank you for joining us on today's podcast, and please join us next week for our podcast on value stream mapping.